No disagreements there. But if you were to say that, like, he is the far-right jihadist in comparison to fucking Mohammed bin Salman, who is literally doing genocide in Yemen at the moment, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it is the most psychotic fucking take.
Biden, despite what he said in the campaign, has basically decided not to do anything about the Crown Prince in relation to the Jamal Khashoggi case. And I just wonder whether this is an instance where, with Biden prioritizing, it seems, the Saudi relationship over human rights, this is one area where you actually think he's done the right thing.
Well, Saudi
Bro, he's not. MBS is not a far-right extremist. He wants women to have driver's licenses, which is why the fucking prominent feminist activist that was advocating for women to drive is still locked up in jail and getting tortured all the time. That's the kind of fucking liberal democratization that we that was long overdue in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I know that guy was baiting. I'm just like adding additional jokes onto it.
Of ours, and they've really been a very strong ally, and they spend a tremendous amount of money in the United States buying equipment that they don't have to buy from us. We make the best equipment by far. But they could buy it from Russia, they could buy it from China, they could buy it from France or other people that make equipment like they want to buy. And, you know, we're talking about $400 billion over a period of years.
See, he's saying it. Donald Trump consistently says the quiet part loud, okay?
We put out a statement on Saudi Arabia, which I guess most of you have seen.
This is it.
And
yeah, this is it.
See how that all works out. It's a very complex situation. It's a shame, but it is what it is.
This is it.
Because it's America first for me. It's all about America first. We're not going to give up hundreds of billions of dollars in orders and let Russia, China, and everybody else have them. It's all about, for me, very simple. It's America first. Saudi Arabia, if we broke with them, I think your oil prices would go through the roof. I've kept them down. They've helped me keep them.
This is honest. This is a brutally honest take. And it's real. This is it. This is fucking real. This is the real reason why we are not punishing Saudi Arabia for the actions in Yemen, nor for an American legal permanent resident by the name of Jamal Khashoggi being fucking chopped in an Istanbul embassy. All right? He's just straight up saying it. He's like, yeah, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy $100 billion of weapons? No, they're buying it. Shut the fuck up.
Down. Right now we have low oil prices, or relatively. I'd like to see it go down even lower. But I think that it's a very simple equation for me. I'm about make America great again, and I'm about America first. Saudi Arabia has nothing to do with me. What does have to do with me is putting America first. Wait. They're buying hundreds of billions of dollars worth of things from this country. If I say we don't want to take your business, if I say we're going to cut it off, they will get the equipment, military equipment and other things from Russia and China. Russia and China would be very, very happy because right now we're doing very well against China. We're doing very well against everybody, including Russia. And
it's so funny. He's just like the conversation is so easy to have when a politician is honest with it about their dishonesty, right? And that was the brilliant part about Donald Trump. He's just straight up saying it. He's like, what are you, stupid? Do you not understand? Like, no, we're selling the weapons, dumbass, because they give us money for those weapons, dumbass. And low gas prices. What do you want to fucking increase gas prices and also on top of that fucking allow someone else to sell the weapons to Saudi Arabia? No, we're going to fucking sell it, stupid. Like, he's like shocked that members of the media who clearly know this, by the way, like, there's no way people are that stupid that they don't fucking recognize that, like, this is the real reason why, this is the real reason why, like, liberals are also not fucking punishing MBS. That's it. This is the reason. And he's saying it. And, again, he's being honest about it. And, Joe Biden is being dishonest about it. That's the reality. Sorry. That doesn't mean he is a good person. He is a fucking monster. The things he's saying are monstrous. But that's precisely why I get frustrated with the Joe Biden administration, because if you think that this is monstrous, then you have to recognize that what Joe Biden is doing is also monstrous.
And I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm not going to tell a country that's spending hundreds of billions of dollars and has helped me do one thing very importantly, keep oil prices down so that they're not going to $100 and $150 a barrel. Right now, we have oil prices in great shape. I'm not going to destroy the world economy, and I'm not going to destroy the economy for our country by being foolish with Saudi Arabia. So I think the statement, wait a minute, I think the statement was pretty obvious what I said. It's about America first, yeah. They didn't make a determination. And it's just like I said, I think it was maybe he did, maybe he didn't. They did not make that assessment. The CIA has looked at it, they've studied it a lot. They have nothing definitive. And the fact is, maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
I thought we were producing more oil and we were more energy independent. Why do they hold the cards? Because no matter how fucking energy independent we are, our allegiance with Saudi Arabia is always going to be important for American interests, okay? Anyway, so he said this, and Joe Biden didn't.
Like a lot of
What Joe Biden did instead was release the report that the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, was aware and may have signed off on the murder and didn't literally execute it. This does not work in any other legal scenario, by the way. You don't just say, like, well, the mafia boss didn't do anything. He just, like, signed off on the fucking hit. No, you literally fucking... the mafia boss is supposed to take the legal repercussions of, like, sending out a fucking hit, okay? So that's what the Democrats did to think that this was going to be a decent way to fucking... a decent way to... This is the guy I'm talking about when I say, hey, man, you're not going to fucking die, okay? Like, motherfucker, you're not going to die if I don't talk about it right this moment, okay? Just shut the fuck up. I'm going to talk about Texas in a second. Jesus Christ. Turn the power off in Texas again, dude. Some of these Texas frogs are just losing their fucking minds, dude. I'm going to talk about it. What do you want me to do? Do you think my coverage of this is going to save your situation in Texas? No. Just wait.
Countries, we don't give it free, and they actually pay their bills. So, you know, it's tremendous numbers of jobs. It's a big purchaser, and you know, we have to look at that along with everything else. It's unfortunate that the whole incident took place, but we have to look at it as an overall. And I think they're viewing it maybe in a similar fashion. Very interesting, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And but there's another area where it's very different kind of approach to the one that you laid out today. That's on the border. I just want to just reference a news report last week. Axios was reporting on this. The HHS officials are saying that the
Okay, the rest of it's fucking boring, but so as I was saying, that is the exact same bullshit that that's the exact same bullshit that you heard from the Joe Biden administration, that are, one, refusing to completely abandon arms sales to Saudi Arabia, saying that their sovereignty and their defense is incredibly important against Iran, which is a regional foreign adversary, both us and them. And they're not going to actually end up punishing. They're not going to end up actually punishing fucking, what do you call it? Saudi Arabia at all. Feel me? Not going to happen. All right, time to talk about Texas. Dude, I'm never going to watch the 1 billion lions versus one of every Pokemon, okay? I'm not going to watch it, you fucking baby. You've been trying to get me to watch that and like posing this as a hypothetical question in the chat for like the past day nonstop. If at some point I was interested in watching it, now I have lost interest because of how many times you posted it. Stop posting it. Currently, I am too busy saving the state of Texas with my political coverage on twitch.tv/Hasanabi. So apologies for not paying attention to the Pokemon video that you want me to watch, because I'm too busy literally single fucking handedly saving the entire state of Texas. Okay. Breaking news, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announces he's ending the statewide mask mandate and says all businesses can now open at 100% capacity. However, he shows that personal vigilance is still needed to contain COVID and should continue following medical advice. Now, what I find to be absolutely fucking idiotic about this is the statewide mask mandate. Texas, or at least their governors and their politicians are the dumbest fucking people on the planet. Like, they are literally just like purposely trying to kill people, I think. Because, like, I understand the importance of, you know, getting the Texas economy back to work, and they rely on sales taxes, and it's important for businesses to reopen again, and I totally understand all of that. Okay, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Unfortunately, that's the reality that they have to engage in. But having said that, the abolition of the mask mandate is the most idiotic thing you can do, because then you are going to get back into a situation, especially with like new COVID strains coming out, that may or may not be covered by the current vaccines, especially with the logistical hurdles that everyone is trying to trying to fucking jump over when it comes to distributing the vaccines. You are not going to reach herd immunity and stop wearing fucking masks. I think you also banned counties from implementing mask mandates until 15% hospitalization is surpassed for a week straight. Great. Great stuff. It's great. I don't know what else you want me to say about it. People in business don't need the state to tell them how to operate, says Governor Abbott. Yeah, it's awesome. Another awesome state, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves announced the state is lifting its county mask mandates and allowing business to operate at full capacity starting tomorrow. COVID is over, boys. It's done. Time to throw a party. Now, the thing is, COVID numbers are diminishing right now. So this is the actual time where you need to be as diligent as possible, because people are diligent. Right now, because of the gigantic spike during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday season, because of the massive spikes that we saw with the vaccines starting to get distributed, and with the tail end of that massive spike, we have started to see in the state of California, for example, an actual noticeable decrease in new COVID cases. Things are starting to look good. Okay? We are kind of like the Democratic Party with the $15 minimum wage argument at the finish line. And yet, these motherfuckers are spiking the football instead of just taking it one more step forward and crossing the fucking finish line. It is so stupid. Incredible. Incredible work by our brilliant politicians in red states. Gavin Newsom is interested in opening up, if California numbers are going the way they are, and if they continue, Gavin Newsom has also announced that he is going to potentially move some of the tier 3 areas in like the Bay Area counties and 4 others to the red zone. Move them out of the purple tier, like full-blown restrictions, back into an area where they will have widespread, substantial risk. There are only 2 counties in the entire state at the moment. There are only 2 counties at the moment that are rated at orange, which means moderate risk, and they are the state's least populous. Sierra, with about 3,000 residents, have been orange since November, and Alpine, with about 1,000, joined it in February. Seven California counties are now moved into the red zone: Santa Clara, San Francisco, Napa, St. Louis Obispo, El Dorado, Lassen, and Modoc. And starting Wednesday, they will be allowed to follow looser guidelines. Now that, my friends, does not mean that like everything is going back to normal, or, you know, you can fucking run around without a mask. It just means that you still need to have a mask on when you're in public, but you will finally be able to go inside in a restaurant, or you'll be able to go to a movie theater or a museum or a gym, as long as you follow the capacity limits. I still think it is dangerous to do so. But again, because of how absolutely psychopathic the Texan Republicans are, or the Mississippi Republicans are, or the Republicans in fucking Idaho are, that this looks sane in comparison, especially when you look at the case numbers in California. Here it is. Since the January peak post holiday season, as you can see, the new COVID cases have, the 7-day average of new COVID cases have gone down to 5,248. This is pretty good. It is something that I closely track to figure out whether or not it is appropriate for me to be in public at all. This was looking at the diminishing COVID numbers is part of the reason why I decided that I could go to the outdoor gym that I go to that is completely outdoors. I am still not confident to be able to go into indoor gyms. And if you live in... Oh, Jesus Christ. If you live in... Yeah, that guy fucking has real problems. If you live in California, I probably wouldn't go indoors for the time being. Hey, Hassan, just watched a video you made about 3 years ago where you went to Politics Discord and did an AMA. Any chance you're doing something like that again? Was really interesting? Probably not. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest issue with opening indoors establishments is that they do not have the proper circulation. They do not have the proper air circulation. They do not have the proper ventilation. And that if they are opened, even with capacity, which are guidelines that people will absolutely fucking abuse and not follow, are going to lead to another spike in COVID numbers. Now, with the weather getting a little bit better for the time being, even though March is the most psychotic month for weather and extreme weather conditions in California, COVID numbers may continue to go down. We'll see. Been going to an indoor gym for 4 months, still have never had COVID. All right, sick, bro. I'm happy for you. Part of the problem is there is still going to be measurable fear that buyers and consumers have. So that fear is going to prevent people from going out and buying stuff in restaurants and whatnot. There is also going to be another force there, of course. The other force is that people want to... Yeah, I don't care about this. This is fucking super sleeper shit. The other competing factor is going to be people's need or interest in wanting to go and cohabitate spaces. But I assume that the genuine fear that people have over not getting COVID is going to be the motivating reason for why businesses are not going to go back to usual. You understand? I despise Greg Abbott. You would think after the 2020 summer COVID spike and winter spike, people would learn, but no, not Republicans, of course. I mean, a lot of guys, it's not just Republicans, man. I mean, European countries do the same bullshit too. It's for some weird reason, it's just like, it's Western states, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like, there's something broken in our brains, all right? There's something broken in the brains of Western states for some reason, where we literally, like, Western countries, for some reason, where, like, these liberal democracies, are, like, in Europe, too, they keep fucking going at it in the same exact way. Like, countries have experienced COVID so dramatically differently in comparison to the EU and NA. Like, Australia is over it. New Zealand, over it. China, over it. Vietnam, over it. Like, all Asian countries over COVID. And have been for a while. Like, they take the precautions. If there's ever some sort of, cluster, they shut it the fuck down. And they move on. But here in the United States, we're like, this is not a dictatorship? Yeah, exactly. Like the dictatorship of South Korea, the dictatorship of fucking Australia, and the dictatorship of New Zealand. Like, you're right. Yeah, because they have a completely different understanding of collectivism and respect. I don't know. I don't know how to, like, beat this mentality to the back of these fucking dumbasses' brains. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do you educate people on operating in the way that benefits the needs of the many? A textbook. This is a textbook response to lifting the mask mandate in Texas. Oh, today's a good day to be a Texan. Always love seeing more freedom. I'm a husband, father, entrepreneur, YouTuber, world traveler, gamecock, and capitalist. Founder of the Beard brand. Always love seeing more freedom. Dude, if your freedom is genuinely restricted because you have to wear a mask, you're a pussy, okay? You are not only a gigantic pussy, but you're a pathetic fucking loser. The average Chinese citizen will fucking roll over you easily, okay? If that's your fear, then let me describe something to you. The reason why we are going to lose to China in the global power struggle that we're currently engaging in is literally because of fucking idiots like you. Oh, my sovereignty is threatened by me wearing a mask. No, you're a fucking idiot. Like, and let's be real. We are a dying empire and we're losing. And we feel it every fucking day. There's an anxiety that comes along with it. Maybe some people are refusing to recognize it. But if a fucking mask is threatening your freedom, then you have no fucking freedom, dumbass. Yeah, imagine being only around for 200 years. We are the loser of empires too. Like in the history of the world, this empire has only been around for 200 years, and we're getting fucking owned already. It's like we're in the final stages. It's like a blip in the history of time. It feels like it'll never go away. It feels like our power will never go away. But we're a fucking crumb, dude. Think about it. Just dirt. The space that we occupy is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. And the American empire is just going to be one small little fucking chapter that people, if we are alive, you know, 200, 400 years from now, we'll just look at and laugh at for a little bit and be like, remember those fucking Americans, dude? Remember the USA thing? Yeah, we didn't even read it in our chapter because it didn't fucking matter. Late stage capitalism speedrun record, minus 300 years. Yeah. Oh. You are such a Trump supporter. Yeah, I love Trump, brother. He's my favorite. Okay. So, Alex Jones had a leaked video where he was talking about how he wished he never met Donald Trump. Let's watch the fucking leaked video now.
I'm so sick of fucking Donald Trump, man. God, I'm fucking sick of him.
Okay, this seems super fucking staged, dude. He's such a grifter. Oh my god. On February 2021, Washington Post reported that federal investigators were probing the degree which Jones and other extremists may have influenced those who stormed the Capitol building. What probe do you need? Just watch the fucking Hasanabi broadcast where we literally listened to his speech the night before where he was talking about how we need to dethrone the blood-sucking vampires by violent means, arm yourselves. The revolution is upon us. Like, what do you need? You actually fucking need like anything beyond the evidence? This video was back in 2019, but like he literally the night before the insurrection on the rally that he threw got these hogs riled the fuck up.
Rolling.
How is this leaked? If he's
part of me, the selfish part, wishes I'd never met Donald Trump, wishes that I'd never met Roger Stone, because unlike previous things I'd done that were game-changing, those were just time-space continuum reflections of the third big change I was going to be involved in, and that was bringing Donald John Trump into Austin. I'm going to say that again. I said Austin into office. Because this is, you guys are actually really good questions. This is going to be a really good thing, but I'm going to say it again in a minute. Let's drink some of this Armani. I'll try to say it. Because it's the truth, and I'm just going to say it, that I wish I never would have fucking met Trump. I wish it never would have happened. And it's not that the attacks that I've been through. It's, I'm so sick of fucking Donald Trump, man. God, I'm fucking sick of him. And I'm not doing this because it's like I'm kissing his fucking ass. You know, it's just like I'm sick of it. Do it in a minute.
I think the interview is leaked, not an actual leaked video. Wait. It's called leaked? Like, what the fuck? I don't even understand what this is. Like, what do you... Stop saying based, you fucking dinguses, dude. It's not real. Like, none of this is real. Do you understand? Like, Alex Jones is a charlatan and a grifter. He knows what he's doing. According to Kalen Robertson, filmmaker Jones hired to shoot propaganda film. You can't watch this. That produced this outtake. The conspiracy theorist comments disparaging Trump are emblematic of a cynical business model. The leaked footage contrasts starkly with Jones' public rhetoric about Trump. Jones's talk show InfoWars promoted and idealized Trump daily throughout both the 2016 presidential campaign and the former president's time in office. Robertson also shared with Hate Watch a screenshot of text messages he claimed to have exchanged with Jones. In them, the InfoWars host asked him to discard comments he made from the final product of the film. Robertson told Hate Watch that the comments made were expressing his disgust with Trump. Please don't put me bitching in the film. I don't do it a lot, but when I do, look out. Jones writes across 3 text messages. We can do more of that if you need. Did the shoot get what you wanted today? Okay, let's do it. Please don't put me bitching in the film. I don't do it a lot, but when I do, look out. It's a good idea to go where I started in East Austin. Okay. Although Jones, a noted fabulous, he testified in court under oath, bringing in $20 million in revenue in 2014. Robertson told Hate Watch that Paul Joseph Watson, a far-right internet performer Jones hired to produce content, who also appeared in the propaganda film, allegedly told Robertson the InfoWars founder paid him $16,000 per month for his work, or a salary of close to $200,000 annually. Jesus Christ. Robertson also told Hate Watch off camera Jones took delight in belittling his own audience, suggesting he could sell them dick pills and claiming they would buy anything. What? No, I don't care about some fucking random music producer idiot who's like, I made it with 10K, so why can't you? Guys, newsflash. Newsflash, guys. All of these guys are doing performance art, okay? That's it. They know how fucking stupid their audience is. I don't know why anyone like actually thought that this was like genuine, that he was like really this far gone. So I don't know what else to say. He knows what he's doing. Alex Jones doesn't care about most of the stuff he professes to. Robertson told Hate Watch over Skype in his home in London. It just shows he doesn't care about anything he talks about. He doesn't like Trump, but then goes on camera talking about how Trump is the savior. He disavowed from the far right and told Hate Watch he's working to undo the damage he did while producing propaganda for extremists such as Jones. In August, he shared evidence with Hate Watch that One American News Network correspondent Jack Posobiec interviewed a white supremacist following a march in Warsaw, wherein participants, including neo-Nazis, allegedly chanted, "White Poland." Yeah, I mean, yeah, he lies all the time. He lies all the time. He has admitted in court that it's lies. I mean, it's like Tucker Carlson. The problem is no one knows. The problem is no one knows, and most people don't even care. That's the issue. Okay? When faced with the reality of a lawsuit against them, he's going to be like, yeah, it's entertainment. Yeah, in a family court hearing, he openly admitted that what he was doing was entertainment. And that's why I have some respect for him, for his craft at least, I guess, despite the fact that he's a fucking psychopathic shitlord with an entire, what do you call it? With an entire fucking army of bloodthirsty maniacs. Trump and Melania secretly got COVID vaccinations according to USA Today. Wait, I thought they... Respect for Alex Jones, a horrendous take. Like, I've said this many times over. I wish everyone could appreciate Alex Jones in the same way that we do in this community. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that everyone could just look at Alex Jones and be able to laugh at the insane content that he creates. But unfortunately, because as Americans, we're so fucking stupid. We have no media literacy, and we have no actual solutions to the problems that we face, like systemic struggles that we face, that we don't even want to fucking admit half the time, that a psychopathic conspiracy theorist like Alex Jones is not seen as mere performance art, but instead like a pivotal leader in the conservative movement. And that is the problem. You get it? because does Hassan think we're stupid? No, I'm saying this community appreciates Alex Jones in the same way that I do. We make fun of Alex Jones all the time. We laugh at the psychotic shit he does because we don't take him seriously because we know he's fucking insane. But unfortunately, there are plenty of people who do and then end up engaging in actions that are otherwise violent because they watch Alex Jones and take his word seriously. The thing is, like, people that say Alex Jones is not funny or creative or entertaining is just like people that only want to watch TED Talks. The only media consumption that they can engage in is like TED Talks, okay, and like salivate over fucking Elon Musk or something. Like he brought like llamas into his fucking stage, like in his Austin campus. Like he's crazy. He dresses up like the Pepe the Frog. You know what I mean? Like. He's nuts. And if he didn't take himself seriously and other people didn't take him seriously, then I would be able to do stuff with him, by the way. Like, that's the other problem. Like, his producers fucking reach out to me all the goddamn time and try to get me to do shit with them. And I refuse because I don't see the value in platforming someone who has already been deplatformed, who has like a massive list of stands and individuals that would fucking straight up murder me. So there is a Content Skull take here that would. Wait, what? Alex Jones is my ex-husband. Our daughter has decided to live with me because she doesn't want to live with Alex. Today, Alex buzzed our home in a helicopter. I can only imagine how terrifying this was for her. Just listen. What the fuck? Attack helicopters. Black attack helicopters. They're circling my family home. Meanwhile, he has at least 3 luxury homes. He can afford to spend his afternoon flying over my home in a helicopter. This is some of the video Alex sent our daughter.
Look at Kelly's out there too. Good job.
Someone in the chat. This woman has fucked Alex Jones.
That's good. Great job, man.
Circumventing that restraining order, like, yeah, holy shit. Listen, I wanted to tactically ascertain who's fucking my wife, all right? I wanted to know who my wife's new boyfriend is, and unfortunately, I had to bring in a ex-CIA operative who took the time out of his busy day doing QAnon drops to help me tactically ascertain the situation, okay? Another victim of divorce court. How does a crazy hot scale translate to men? Is there a hot serial killer thing comes from? I don't fucking know. This literally just happened in the Supreme Court. Justice Barrett says, what is the interest of the GOP in keeping laws that suppress minority voters on the books? It puts us at a competitive disadvantage relative to Democrats. Politics is a zero-sum game. Here it is.
I'm interested in knowing why the RNC is in the case. So, you know, the DNC had standing, and the district court said that it had standing to challenge the out-of-precinct policy because the policy placed a greater imperative on Democratic organizations to educate their voters and because the policy harmed its members who would have voted out of precinct. What's the interest of the Arizona RNC here in keeping, say, the out-of-precinct ballot disqualification rules on the books?
Because it puts us at a competitive disadvantage relative to Democrats. Politics is a zero-sum game.
I'm interested in knowing.
There you go. Wow, this is shocking. Guys, this is so scary and so strange that the Voting Rights Act had a surprisingly good day at the Supreme Court. Because Republicans just thought they could just fucking get away with it, I guess. Arizona Republican Attorney General Mark Brnovich is meanwhile suggested in his brief that the states that wish to disenfranchise voters of color may take advantage of existing demographic disparities to target racial minorities so long as the state does not create those disparities. I've said this before. The American legal system is written in a way in which it is very difficult, and this is purposely done, it's very difficult to target someone for voter suppression measures. Okay, which is part of the reason why the solutions oftentimes are like Band-Aid solutions, which can be dismantled in the Supreme Court like it was, that directly target like Republican red states with a history of voter disenfranchisement. And that has already been dismantled, and that's part of the reason why there's so much voter suppression in these red states, right? The only way, the legal system is written in such a way that the only way that you can counter it is if Republican lawyers are so bad that they straight up admit that there is like actual direct evidence of them openly stating that they want to fuck over black people. And you would be shocked, maybe, to find out that this is not the first instance where a Republican lawyer or a Republican operative has openly admitted that they have tried to do this. This has happened twice now in the Supreme Court, where there was a one guy who I think died, and it was in his hard drive. Like they found emails in his hard drive where like they literally were talking about how like we are going to stop black people from voting, pretty much. And that's one way where you're like, okay, well, he admitted it, so we have to, we literally have to overturn this. Or there was another famous case where was it in North Carolina, where they straight up looked at DMV records in black neighborhoods before implementing voter suppression measures, which got them in trouble as well. Like they'll just look at like what the percentage of like black people are that have driver's licenses versus white people, and they'll close down DMVs, and then literally turn around and implement a voter ID measure. There are plenty of instances where voter ID measures and voter suppression measures are overlooked, or rather successfully defended, because there isn't evidence where someone is literally saying, we are suppressing the black vote because we want to win elections. But everything beyond that, it's like fucking libel laws. It's very difficult to prove slander and malicious intent and knowledge that you are very well like trying to slander someone. And people still go hard on the paint even after they get cease and desist, like Mr. Pillow, Mike Pillow, the CEO of Mr. Pillow franchise. Marjorie Taylor Greene on voter suppression. I'm going to run this and I'm going to go pee.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 1. While we're talking about voter suppression and long lines, I'd like to point out that there's real voter suppression that happens right here in Congress. Many members of Congress have to stand in long lines to enter the chamber, going through metal detectors, emptying our pockets, and being treated very disrespectfully. So that is real voter suppression, and it's a shame that it happens right here on the House floor. Standing in line to vote is not voter suppression. It's just part of the voting process, just like people stand in line to buy groceries at the grocery store. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 1. While we're talking about voter suppression and long lines, I'd like to point out that there's real voter suppression that happens right here in Congress. Many members of Congress have to stand in long lines to enter the chamber, going through metal detectors, emptying our pockets, and being treated very disrespectfully. So that is real voter suppression, and it's a shame that it happens right here on the House floor. Standing in line to vote is not voter suppression. It's just part of the voting process, just like people stand in line to buy groceries at the grocery store. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 1. While we're talking about voter suppression and long lines, I'd like to point out that there's real voter suppression that happens right here in Congress. Many members of Congress have to stand in long lines to enter the chamber, going through metal detectors, emptying our pockets, and being treated very disrespectfully. So that is real voter suppression, and it's a shame that it happens right here on the House floor. Standing in line to vote is not voter suppression.
Guys, long lines in Congress is the real voter suppression. I'm glad that I looped that like 8 times while I was going to pee and grabbed the diet soda. Because, I needed to hammer that point in. Like, I needed your brains to fully comprehend the big brain take from Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? From the minds that brought you Jewish space lasers comes the real voter suppression is metal detectors. Just straight up Karen shit, by the way, which is funny because, you know, because she's a Republican, other Republicans will never, ever admit to that. I don't know if I want to watch any of this. Here, I'll take a look at the rage from John Oliver.
Moving on. Our main story tonight concerns policing. It's one of TV's favourite subjects, from Hill Street Blues, through Law and Order, through this.
Do you think the cops have too much power? Do you think they use excessive force? Tell us, was your life in danger? Tell us, did you feel any remorse? Are you part of an organized outcry? Are you acting loyal? Would you agree this case has racial overtone?
Now, you're probably just currently shouting, "What?" increasingly loudly. So let me quickly explain. That is a scene from Cop Rock, a very real musical cop show that premiered on ABC in 1990 and lasted exactly 11 episodes. Think of it like if Pitch Perfect crashed into the wire and there were absolutely no survivors. Now, I'd say that was the best, worst thing that I've ever seen on TV, but the thing is, I have seen more Cop Rock. There's a subplot about child selling, and if you're wondering, does the child seller sing? Yep.
I'm the baby merchant, tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the
Jeffrey Epstein? Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the psychopathic liberal pedophiles in Hollywood were showing you back all the way in the 80s that they were selling babies. Ladies and gentlemen, you understand?
baby merchant, just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
That song is 3 minutes long and they never do anything else. That couple just stands there while a man informs them that he's the baby merchant for 3 human minutes. That show was on television in America. But as long as we've been questioning on TV whether policing has, and I apologise for even attempting this, racial overtones, we've made very little progress towards actually addressing that issue. As we've discussed on this show before, the past and present of policing in America is very much tied up with racism. And we want to focus on one area of policing in particular tonight, police raids. It's a practice that attracted a lot of attention last year in the wake of the Breonna Taylor case. She was killed after officers broke down her door in the middle of the night and fired 32 shots into her home. A year later, none of these officers have been indicted for charges relating to her death. And if it is somehow nobody's fault that an innocent woman was killed in the middle of...
Tell me fucking cop skull is not a real thing. Just tell me. Tell a lie, dude. Like, I could clock these guys as cops from, like, fucking 7 miles away, okay?
Of the night in her own home, there might be an issue with police raids. Now, data on them is pretty scarce, so it is hard to say exactly how many take place in America, but estimates put it in the tens of thousands per year. And they can be carried out by almost anyone in law enforcement, from federal agents to SWAT teams within police departments to detectives and patrol officers. And while these tactics were initially intended for life or death scenarios like active shooters or hostage situations, one analysis found that only 7% of SWAT deployments met that criteria, while more than 60% of the cases involved searches for drugs. And that shift was the result of intentional policy choices. Police raids were supercharged by the war on drugs, and the tactic became so popular that Geraldo Rivera even produced a special where he showed you raids happen in real time.
I don't know if does being a beta male ever get tiring? Yeah, it sucks, man. I'm such a beta male, dude. Thank God, Twitch streamer with an Overwatch badge is here, or Twitch chatter with an Overwatch badge is here to tell me what an alpha male actually looks like. Please tell us more. I need to know more. How are you not liberal? Why your PP so small? Literally for no reason. Cringe, very cringe. Why is the cringiest thing I've ever heard? America the GOAT. How do people listen to this guy? LMAO, Hassan Peanut Brain. And then we die to China Poggers. And then we die to China Pog. Hassana Downey. Bro, it's hyperbole, you monkey. What a clickbait stream title. I'm so confused that people watch this. Aww. Aww. Guy with anime avatar calls Twitch streamer beta male. Very cool. You've seen it all, boys.
This is real
no,
life.
I'm not banning him. That's a pet. We keep that. We keep those. We pet those.
The first in a series of raids we'll be showing you this evening. In this one, members of the San
Thank you for the stream time. You're welcome, buddy.
Are raiding a so-called crack house, where pushers sell cocaine to people in this neighborhood.
For the past 6 months, we have covered the street cops whose job it is to rip and tear and pound their way into the nation's crack houses and shooting galleries. And we have gone undercover to expose the pushers.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, fuck.
We have gone undercover to expose the pushers who profit from this dirty business.
Wow. They all seem to be having a lot of fun there, from the officers' mad dash like it's Black Friday and Walmart has a sale on marijuana, to Geraldo's ridiculous disguise, which looks like the Pringles guy auditioning for Miami Vice. Although I will say, that is still better than his current look, which answers the question, what if every single Batman Joker were rolled into one? And raids can obviously have dire consequences. A Times investigation found that from 2010 to 2016, at least 81 civilians were killed in them. And these tactics are rarely proportional to the alleged crimes being targeted. In Louisville, Breonna Taylor's home, a year and a half before the raid that killed her, this happened.
This police body camera video shows LMPD SWAT officers breaking into Doherty and Burr's house on West Chestnut Street. The couple and their 3 children, who were under the age of 16 at the time, claimed they were held at gunpoint the morning of October 26, 2018. 17 SWAT officers burst in because a detective smelled marijuana coming from the family's home.
He smelled marijuana. Come.
No, this is a totally reasonable way to react, I think. I mean, that's how Geronimo Yanez got away with killing Philando Castile completely legally. He said that he smelled marijuana. Fun fact for those of you who don't know.
Come on. If you just smell marijuana, you don't show up with loaded assault rifles like you're in Call of Duty. You show up with Settlers of Catan and $50 worth of cookies from Subway. Don't be such fucking squares. And the thing is, absurdly disproportionate and dangerous responses are basically par for the course when it comes to police raids. So tonight, let's talk about them. Why they are such a favoured tool of police, why they really shouldn't be, and what we should do about that. And let's start.
So you seriously believe cops should not just break into your home if you're doing drugs? No, that's bait, right? There's no way this is a real take. Oh, fuck you, dumbass.
With what you probably know already, which
is... As soon as I saw the fucking moon... As soon as I saw a moon emote in the chat, it's bait.
That not...
Like, zero moon fans are this stupid.
All of us are at equal danger of being raided.
I know
when
he's
CBS2
joking.
in Chicago did an investigation of several years' worth of search warrants, they found that certain neighborhoods tended to be hit a lot more often than others.
Inglewood had 872 search warrants. Also in the top 5 neighborhoods are Austin with 668, North Lawndale 455, Garfield Park 442, and Humboldt Park with 376. Census data shows these neighborhoods are all nearly 90% or more Black and Latino. We found only a small percentage happen in white neighborhoods, and none listed for Edison Park, Printers Row, Wrigleyville, Museum Campus, and Magnificent Mile.
Yeah.
You don't understand. It's because white people do not do crimes, of course. That's why. You know, that's the reason, of course.
That's about as fucked as you'd expect. Although I will say, you didn't actually have to tell me that those neighborhoods are predominantly white, because Edison Park, Museum Campus, and Magnificent Mile are some of the whitest sounding place names I've ever heard. Right up there with Alabaster Prim, SPF 50.
Literally everyone knows. Everyone knows only black people smoke weed, and white people have never smoked weed. Isn't Alabaster Slim literally a fucking... a pimp name in NoPixel RP? What the fuck? Guys, I don't know if you know this, but like fun facts, you know, white people never smoke weed, so that's why only black neighborhoods get raided for smelling marijuana outside of their doors. The other fun fact is, of course, that the first fun fact was completely false, and as a matter of fact, white people and black people consume illegal drugs at the nearly identical rates, if not white people actually outperforming black people in drug consumption, regardless of the actual legal consequences of said smoking of marijuana.
And Vermont. And that racial disparity has been found again and again. In Louisville, an examination found search warrants disproportionately targeted black residents. And a study of 1 year of warrants in Washington, D.C. found they were almost exclusively executed in black communities. And police have been given tools to carry out those warrants with increasing force. Police departments have become heavily militarized after either purchasing or just being handed military equipment. And some don't even try to hide how much they enjoy using it. Just listen to this officer introduce one of his toys in a career day live stream for kids.
We call this the Big Bad Wolf because with enough force, I can take this ram on the front of this vehicle and I can put it against a brick house and I can go right through that brick and I can come right in your house if I need to. Not your house because all of you are good kids.
Of course, the Big Bad Wolf, one, was the villain of the story. The cop here is the villain of the story as well. The irony is, what defeats the Big Bad Wolf? Oh, just a sharp left turn. And all of a sudden, the Big Bad Wolf, not so big nor so bad anymore. So watch out for MRAPs that were fucking created for literally traversing minefields and areas where there are IEDs that are so fucking top heavy that they flip when you're trying to turn around a street corner. So, you know, you'll get fucking turtle shelled ASAP.
We only do it for the bad kids.
Oh, you do you? Well, that's reassuring. We've certainly got no reason not to trust you to determine who's a good kid and a bad kid. You're just a nice, talkative guy who apparently roots for the wolf in the story of the Three Little